Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In this lecture, I would like to show you how we can actually populate the database using HTML forms. In the previous project that we have done, like this project, for example, dealer shop, we have used PHP files to create a database and to create a table and to insert a record into the table, and also to load many data or multiple data like this one, for example, to upload all of it to the database, then a table file to extract or to display this data from the database, and also PHP code in order to update specific data from that database. What is new? The new is that I will see here in this case I have this HTML file. HTML file is created to actually post the information into the database. So what I will enter here, like for example a specific topic, here exam, and then here for example my name, and then here the topic, any topic that you like to talk about in this text area, and then you click post. This post is actually a PHP file that send the information that are here in this HTML to the database. And if you would like to view the database information or the data from database, you can click here into this get data from the database, or you can actually view the data from a text file that you create. So if I go over these files one by one, this is a file, PHP file, that is created in order to create a database. So I would like to actually create a database called forum or discussion forum, and create this database with this name, forum. This is like any other file that I have shown you before that help creating a database. So I would like first to test my connection. If the connection is good, I would like to assign this variable database name to this name, forum. So my database is going to be called forum. And then here, if the database already selected, then tell me that the database already exists. Otherwise, create this database with this name here. Or give me an error message. We have explained this multiple times and you know what it does. And then give me this message, successfully created. If it is not created for any reason, then give me an error message, or if it is already exists, give me this message. So this file will help create a database here in this PHP my admin. Now if I look to my database, I don't have a database called forum. So if I would like to create a database with this name, forum for example, let me just create it here using this. So now I have a database called forum, which is right here. So what happens if I would like to execute this file? Then it will tell me, of course, this name already exists in the database. So let me just try it here. I'm gonna go to localhost, and the folder in which I have this file is called forum. And then the PHP file is called create db.php. So here it is, database forum already exists because I have just created it as you have seen me a few seconds ago. But let me just remove it because I would like to actually remove it because I would like to create it using this file, and then we'll actually take it step by step. So this is the table that creates a database name forum, and this is a file, PHP file, that help create a a table with this name, discussion. So I would like to create this table called discussion into that database. Again, it is the same code. If the file exists, tell me that this file already exists. Otherwise, create this table discussion with 3 attributes or columns. Topic with varchar 40, name. Look at the case. Topic, name, and message. Message varchar 200 because you would like to write too much, too big message. Then you can have it 200 or 300 or whatever. So you can actually have this one very big so that you can actually write a message, as you have seen here into this discussion forum here. This message can actually include a lot of different messages so that you can actually, the database can take it and save it into the database table. All right, so what is new? The new thing is that instead of populating my database with a file like load data, would like to load the whole data altogether, like what we have seen here. For example, in the previous example, I have shown you how we can actually execute this load cars to load data in file, load the data that is found in this cars info all together, load it into the database. This cars here, load it, all these cars, load them into the database. So I don't do that. Instead, I'm going to show you how we can insert this data using a form, which is similar to any other project that you have seen on the net, where you will enter your information and this information is going to be posted to the data base, and then it will be saved there in the database. This HTML file or HTML form, you have done it before multiple times. You have done it many times. You have created a lot of forms, and the code for this one is really very straightforward. Where you will see that I have a form that I have 3 input, 3 text box, 3 text boxes. One of them is called text, is a text box. The other one also is a text box, but the third one is actually a text area. The text area, which is this this big one, but these are just text boxes, 2 text boxes, as you could see here. Also the difference between this form that you look at it right now here and the previous HTML file that you have created before is that before I told you that this name is optional. This name here is optional, but now it is not optional because I would like to use these names actually in PHP files when I post this information to the database. So here, create each type, if it is a text, or if it is a text area, or if it is a checkbox, or if it is a radio button or anything, then give it a name. For example, this first one, which is topic here, I give it a name, which is topic. And the second one, which is name, the second label, which is name, it is also a text box, and I gave it this name. And then the third one, which is text area, I gave it this name, which is message. So they have 3 different names. This here, in this 2 buttons I created in order to execute the view discussion.php. So this file here, located in the same folder. Let me go back to my folder, view discussion. This one is a file that helps view extract the data from a text file. This text file can exist empty here. I have a text file called messages, which is now empty. It will be full later when we start entering data through the form. But now you create this text file and leave it empty, just as a backup. So it's not important to keep it, but as a backup, I would like to show you how you can actually have a backup of what you entered in the database, so that if you lose your database, you still have the data in this text file. And then in the same HTML form, you'll find this link in which if you click on this button, it will execute view post.php. The view post.php, which I will go through it later, it will help posting the information that we enter through the HTML form into the database. The first two files, you have seen them before. As I told you, this one is to create the database database itself, and this one is to create the table called discussion, which has topic, and it has name, it has message. Okay, so let me start. Make sure that our server is working. This is a server, both Apache, MySQL is working, and here this is my databases. They don't have any database called forum. So the first file I would like to execute is this create database. Here it is, successfully created the database. This file here, create db.php, which is this one, create db.php. This one, create a database called forum with this name, forum, and give me this message, created successfully, which I have just seen. Do you like to check? Fine. Here you go there, click, and where is forum? Here it is, created. But as you know, it is empty. Now I would like to execute another file in which I would like to create a table. So let me check my table. This table is called create TBL. I would like to create this table. It's called discussion with 3 columns: topic, name, and message. As I told you, message is very big because you like to write a lot. Alright, let me execute that to create that table. So here, create TBL. TBL. You have to execute from forum data forum folder. And this folder here is called forum, which is in htdocs. Every file is located here. So you have to actually make sure that you execute this within or from within this folder. Here it is. Now successfully created the table. Now let me check again to make sure that I have now refresh and make sure that this database has a table called discussion, which is this one, discussion. Now it is created, as you know, with this topic 40 size, name 30 size, and message is 200. Now what is the next file that I would like to execute? Now I would like to populate this empty. There is nothing inside, and instead of uploading the data as we have done in the previous examples, I would like to use my HTML form, this one, but I don't actually execute it from my C drive. No, I execute it from where? I execute it from the server. So here, let me close this one, and let me close this code as well. You know how to do this, but before I leave this one, I would like to show you something here, which is this action form. In the action, you have to actually include the file that help posting the information into the database, which we will talk about in a few minutes. This file is very important. Put it in the action so that when you actually click submit here, because post message, actually this submit work with this form attribute. When you click submit, that means it execute the action, which is executing this post message.php. What is the post message.php? Post message.php is this file. This file here. Okay, this file is using this file. I divided this file into 3 sections. This section is concerning the text file. This text file. You would like to use create 3 variables, one for topic, one for name, one for message, and assign them to the built-in method called underscore post in uppercase. Between brackets, you use this topic name and message, which is the same name that you have them in the HTML form here. This here, topic name and message. So in this file you would like to use the same, if they are in uppercase, use uppercase. If it is lowercase, use lowercase. So I have these three variables created. Now with the help with add slashes, this one to add the slashes between these two different values, because in the text file here, text file now it is empty, but later to separate them with this bar like that. So here you will have the name or the topic, and here you have the name, and here you will have the message, whatever message that you enter. So that is the presence of this add slashes method, which accept these three arguments, separated with what? Separated with this bar. Here a new line, that means every data, one topic posted with a name and a message is going to be in one line, and the second one in another line, and the second one is another line, and so on. In order to be able to upload this information into this file called messages.txt, you have to actually use file open method, fopen, and use a variable to store this two arguments of this fopen file. Then execute. Then you can close. You can use fclose to close this file. But here this is to display. I have echo. That means you display topic, which is whatever topic that you have actually entered, name, which is whatever name that you have entered, and message, which is whatever message that you have entered. In the second part of this file, this is similar to the insert command in MySQL, which is insert into discussion values. In this case, you don't actually use what? You don't use actual values. You use variables, because you don't know what the user entered. So it depends on what the user will enter into this. Whatever he enters here, topic, name, and message, it will be actually inserted into this discussion table. So a variable. This topic, name, and message are the same topic, name, and message variable that you already declared on top of your PHP script. The rest of this program is to give you an error message in case it is not working, or give you this message: row inserted successfully in the database. And the last two part of this file is to execute this file again. If you click in this link, which is post another message, to post another message, or to give you a chance to enter another entry. And this one is to view discussion, which I'm going to explain later in a minute. View discussion.php is a file that looks like this. The view discussion is using a table. This is a table. This one, the whole thing here is actually a table. Everything is in a table. So the view discussion will display the information in a tabular format, and the if statement here is using this method, not file exist. If the file does not exist, and if there is no file called messages.txt, then tell me that there is no messages saved in the text file. This is also one of the optional statement, but here it has two condition. If not file exists, which file? This file, or the file size equal to 0. This file size equal to 0. It means that if the file is 0, that means it doesn't have a message. So if the file is not existing at all, by the help of this file exist, well, actually not file exist message method, then it will give me this error. Or if the file exists but the file size is actually equal 0, that means there is nothing in the file, then it will give me this message. Let me just improve the message by saying there is no message saved in the file, there is no file or no message saved in the file. So otherwise, if the file exists, of course, there is a for loop here that uses the file content, because the file content here is saved in this variable. The variable is called here message array. You can call it any name, but whatever name that you have actually created, you have to put it in the for loop here with for loop for I equals 0, I less than count, less than the user count message here is actually help extracting the content of this file, and then I plus plus or plus plus I use this explode method in order to execute the array. Well, the array is using the same variable that you declared for the for loop. So here, because it's going to actually start from the first line, or the first row on the file, and to the end of the file, each one of them is going to be executed by, but you have to put the first 3 indexes. So here in strip slashes function, you use 0, which is index number 0, and also 1, the second one. In strip slashes, use care message. The care message is actually is the one that execute the array, but every time, as I told you, it put this bar between every single data or value and another. So here strip slash is 0, 1, and 2. It doesn't mean that it will stop, it will continue by the help of this for loop. What is I plus 1? I plus 1 is actually to give you a raw number. So here in the beginning, it will give you a raw number in the text file like that, like number 1. Instead of 0, it will give you number 1, and then second one is going to be number 2, and then a third one is going to be number 3. So this one here, it will, if you put just I, it will start from number 0. So you add 1 so that the first row will start from number 1, and then it keeps adding them one by one. So here at the end of the table, there is also a chance to post a new message by executing this forum.html again. So here, for example, let me just remove this content from this table and try to show you what is going to happen. So let me go to my is actually I have to execute it from the local host here. The local host. Which file I'm going to execute? I'm going to execute this forum.html. Forum.html. So make sure that you actually open this one into the local host, not from C drive. Yani don't double click on the C drive to open it. No. Don't click on the folder itself to open the file from the folder. It's not going to work, of course. It's going to give you only the code of the file, whatever file that you have. But you have to make sure that you execute this HTML file from the server, which is localhost/forum. Okay, let me now talk about what is going to happen here. Topic, for example, test. I'd like to create a test and put your name, and then write something. This is this test is to post data into database into my SQL database using PHP and HTML form. Okay, that's my topic. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click here, post, because now if I click view discussion forum from a file, it will give me this one. As you have seen before, there is no file or no messages saved in the file, because it is true that I don't have anything, right? And also the data, if I click here, it will give me that there is no data into the database. So it will give me this table that I will show you this file, but there is nothing here as well. But now I would like to post message. Let me go back again to the post message PHP. Post message.php will do two things, guys. This post message, as I told you earlier, it will populate my text file with these variables values, which I'm going to enter through this HTML form. This is one. Yani, before this line, all this one is concerned with what? With HTML. You don't have to do this one. You can just remove it. But I told you that it is so important to keep a copy of what you enter through HTML form into a text file, so that if the database is deleted by mistake, you have this data saved into your text file, so that you can actually re-enter it again. But this is all is optional, as I told you, in such kind of projects, but it is recommended, extremely recommended. What is the second part of this post message.php file? It is to insert into the table discussion, which is already created through that table, these values, three values: topics, name, and message. What are they? These: topic, name, and message. Okay. Then it will insert the values into the database, and then it will keep it into two different locations. It will insert it in the database table. It will insert it in the messages.txt. So let me execute my file. Click here. It says this one. What is this file? Message posted. Topic is called test. Name is Mamun Zain. Message. This is to post data into my SQL database using PHP and HTML form. Row inserted successfully. From where I get this information? From post message. This one. Okay. Row inserted into the database, and the echo, these three echoes are giving me this. And you see topic bold, name bold, and message bold. Why? They are bold. Because here I use strong here, strong, which is HTML element to make this topic strong, which is bold, and name strong, and message strong. So anyway, and the values test Mamun Zain and this message here are these variables that you see here. These variables: topic, name, and message. Okay, and the message I got here, row inserted successfully in the database. I got it here at the end. You'd like to see, if I click here in view discussion, of course in this table I have two links, as you have seen before: post another message or view discussion. Here, post another message or view discussion. Post another message, of course, it is the same file that we have, it is the same HTML form. View discussion, it will execute view discussion.php. What is view discussion.php? Let me open this view discussion.php. View discussion.php, I have explained it earlier, in which you will see a table, so it will show you this in the browser. It will actually get the information from what? From this messages dot text file. It uses a loop, as I told you, with an array in order to display the information also in a strong text. It will add one more column on the left, which is the row number. So let me click on it and see what happens. View discussion. So here it will create a table like that. It will put topic, name, and message blue, and this is row number one. Row number one, because here in this first row, in this first echo statement, you use I plus 1. That means the array element 0 plus 1, which is 1. Alright, and the other one are blue. Strong blue, strong blue, strong blue. This. And test Mamun Zain, and this test is to post whatever this message is actually this the values of the first array element, second array element, and third array element, and so forth. So I'd like to post a new message. Click here, post a new message. So for example, final exam. Also I would like to put my name here, and there is no final exam. There will be 3 homework assignment instead. Alright, I would like to post this message. You will see it also in the using post message file, and if you like to view discussion, you'll see it here, number 2. So this is the row number 1, this is row number 2, and so on. You like to post a new message, go ahead. For example, assignment 2, same author, you must have already sent your assignment to, and then click post message, and then here it is, view discussion, and so on. So you keep actually posting messages. These messages, with the help of this file here, it should already insert this information into these values into the database. Now I would like to go and check the file. This table was already empty, but now I would like to browse and see what do we have. Here it is. When I click here to browse, I will see these 3 messages that I have posted. The 3 topics I have posted, my name, and the messages that I have. I can actually make this one bigger so that you can see the entire thing, but everything is actually here. So if you would like to edit, you will see here to the end, everything is available. So you can make it more than 300. In case you would like to make it 400 or 500, no problem with that at all. So you can actually see it like that. So you can actually change the values later in the structure. You can change this message, instead of 200 you make it for 400, and so forth, so that when you browse you can actually see more of it. So now my database is my tables, my PHP tables are helping me to create the database or to insert database through what we call HTML form, which is this form here. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this get data from database, which I have just added recently. If you like to get the data from database, you create a file. We create a file here which is view post, which is similar to the file that you guys have used before, using a while statement and get use this rows, 3 rows here. I have topic, name, and message. This is similar to display data information like the one that you have seen in the dealer information, like this table info here, when you will see all information of the cars, VIN number, model, make, and year, and so forth. And also similar to the file that I have shown you about we have shown example about employee table info of the employee. We have shown how to see the department number, department name, and location. You have already done it, and I guess you have already done it in your assignment too before. So this one is no different, it's the same. This one here, this post, view post, I'm using the same file. I just here use a select statement to select all from discussion, and then I used a table and close the table here, and using while statement with the help with my SQL fetch array with this result. What is the result? Result is the statement that holds my select statement here, this result. Then I will keep this in table like tr, using tr and tr, and each one is td to display them. So if I go back and click here, get data from database, it will look like that. These colors, of course, I used the CSS, this CSS file, PHP style here, in order to change the style of this table, so that it give me light blue or cyan for background color, and dark red for this one, for this TDs, and so on. So this information is actually from a database. You get this information from a database. And then I have the text file. Of course, the information is also saved in the text file like that, as I told you, separated with these slashes. Each line, this is the first line, and the test separated with a bar, and then my name separated with a bar from the message. So now if this message are gone, for example, they are removed, if the database is removed, then you will see this information there. Or the other way around, for example, you lost this text file. Usually the text file is a backup. So now if I go there and empty the table content, here it is. I would like to actually delete all from discussion. Delete all from discussion. Okay, delete all from discussion. So now I would like to what is the name? Discussion here. Delete all from discussion. You have an error. What happened? Alright, or empty the content, just empty it. Now just click browse. Nothing. The file is empty now. Okay, so there is nothing here in the file. Let me go back and try to try to refresh. Nothing here. There is nothing here, but still, if I would like to kind of view this discussion from the file system, I will be able to see them. They are here in the text file because they are saved in this text file as I told you. But if you load them from the text file as well, then you load them all together. So let me delete this one, save my file, and show you the result of this. Now refresh. There is no file or messages available. Now you don't have anything in the database and you don't have anything in the text file. You can just click here. This is the last example. Here, my name. Here, I came to an end with this class. So let me post it. Here it is. And then let me view discussion from a text file. Here it is. And then if I would like to post a new message, you can do that, or I can get data from database. I can do this, which is only one single record. And here it is. If I go back and also browse, you will see it. This is the last example that I have shown. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to save this folder, upload it into your Blackboard, and ask you to download it and create similar applications like this one. And I told you that 2 of your assignments will be based on this kind of projects. Alright, if you have any question about it, please send me an email, or keep it until we meet on our weekly meeting, inshallah. Thank you.